financing for up to 4 years for Chrysler. All right. Just what will a Chrysler bankruptcy look like, and what will it mean for union benefits and pensions? President saying the company should emerge from Chapter 11 in 30 to 60 days, but with the complexity of the filing of this size, is that even possible? And what does this mean for the UAW and General Motors? We are joined now by Republican Congressman Pete Hoekstra of Michigan, James Bell, editor of IntelliChoice, and attorney Rob Bavarnik of Bavarnik and Associates. Thank you all very much for joining us. First off, actually, I want to start with Rob, if I can. I got off the phone with a bankruptcy attorney about a half an hour ago, Deborah Thorne, and she said she cannot envision a scenario where a complex bankruptcy like this could be done in 30 or even 60 days. It was likely to take much, much longer, despite the sort of, surgical nature we keep hearing about. Do you agree this will be a long and messy affair?
It doesn't have to be a long and messy affair. Normally, when a bankruptcy is filed, the company has a certain period of time where they have the exclusive right to come up with their business plan, and the business plan in bankruptcy parlance is known as the plan of reorganization. That has been short-circuited here, and you can do that in one of two ways, either through what's called a pre-packaged plan, where everything is done before the filing, or a pre-negotiated plan, which is what it sounds like has happened here, where you don't have the votes necessary, but you have the plan prepared and it is filed at the same time that the bankruptcy is filed, and then you go through certain legal hoops to get certain approvals with what's called the disclosure statement. That goes out to creditors to review, and then the plan of reorganization, the business plan, gets voted on by the creditors, and there's certain amounts of dollars and creditors that have to vote, and then it goes in front of the court. So it is possible that the administration is correct, and this can be done within a few months. It will be a massive undertaking for that to happen, however.
All right, Congressman Hoekstra, listen, part of the deal, the UAW has already come out and said they will ask the bankruptcy court judge to ratify the UAW agreements that are already in place. Really, it almost comes down entirely to the judge, one man's decision about this. How do you feel about this? Do you believe that the UAW should have those pension and health care benefits ratified and the taxpayer should pick up the tab?
Well, I haven't seen all of the details. That's kind of news to me. And again, it depends on exactly which contract needs to be ratified, which pension benefit needs to be ratified, and those types of things. But clearly, the UAW is advocating, for the tens of thousands of people that it represents, current workers and pensioners. And I think that's what really is striking about this bankruptcy filing, the number of people and the number of companies that it will impact, because it also obviously impacts dealers, it impacts suppliers and all of those types of things. That's why I kind of agree that when you're talking about making this quick and surgical, and you've now moved from one venue to another, I'm not sure that it's going to be possible to get it done. But at the end of the day, it is about workers. It is about this company. It's about shareholders. Hopefully, if they've got a pre-approved arrangement that will allow it to happen quickly, because it affects so many people. But I'm a little bit skeptical. For the state of Michigan, this is really, really hard. We need this package to come together as quickly as possible. It's really hard to imagine this state taking another hit like this and being able to move forward confidently. Let's hope this all gets done quickly.
Congressman, do you believe it will be a hit? I mean, listen, Fiat, not a big name here. They only own Ferrari in America right now, but they own the Alfa Romeo and Fiat brands. They obviously want to come back. They made that announcement. They want to bring Fiat and Alfa back to the United States. Could this turn out to be a net positive? I mean, if Fiat comes in and assumes these liabilities, keeps people employed, but also now brings their own car company here, which is, you got to admit, is some kind of a sign of optimism that in this economy, they are willing to bring basically a new brand to the American consumer.
Yeah, I hope that's exactly what happens. Clearly, there are opportunities here, and with Fiat coming back to the U.S. market, hopefully with Fiat using Michigan as its base to move forward, it presents real opportunities for the state of Michigan. But to make all of these things happen, it does mean that we need to get through bankruptcy, need to get through it quickly to make sure that all the partners have come to an agreement and the company can look forward rather than struggling with going through this bankruptcy process. But you're right. There may be a silver lining in this process. We need to find out, but we need to find out as quickly as possible. And hopefully, the various people who maybe reached agreement in the last 24 or 36 hours, now that it's moved to a new venue, that they're not saying, well, now that we've got someone else looking at this, let's open up all of these agreements all over and start the negotiations all over. Hopefully they got a package that enables them to move forward and quickly.
James Bell of IntelliChoice, right now, Fiat and Alfa Romeo not available as a search function on your website. It looks like they may soon be, although remember in the 80s, Fiat, bad reputation for quality, fled the country, Alfa Romeo out of the United States. Do you believe that a Fiat brand, now they say they're going to call the cars Chrysler, but everybody in America now knows they're going to be in part Fiats. Do you believe that can be a successful brand in the United States?
Well, I think what needs to be done is to wash away that old history. And they were awful cars. They rusted faster than you could buy them off the dealer's lots. There's no doubt about that. But I think what needs to be played here, there's a massive irony in the fact that Fiat and General Motors tried a partnership 4 or 5 years ago. It went messy. General Motors paid Fiat over $2 billion to basically walk away. Fiat then very wisely took that money and invested it in new product that had a forward-looking, stylish future to it. And it has caught. It has worked. So in essence, Chrysler's White Knight could be funded with old General Motors money. Now, having said that, I've driven a lot of the Fiat vehicles while on trips in Europe. They are much, much better than people can ever imagine what they once were. I liken them a bit to be like a mixture of a Mazda in that they're more sporty and a bit more stylish, and then a Hyundai. Maybe they don't have the quality reputation yet of a Toyota or a Honda, but they are a solid choice. So you've got this stylish, efficient. Those are not words you usually say about Chrysler. Let's be honest.
Yeah, and gentlemen, unfortunately, we got to cut it a bit short. We have some breaking news on swine flu coming up. So, gentlemen, all thank you very much. I know we'll speak with you much later on throughout the day. Listen, the story's not going away, folks. So, thank you.